Okay, hey cellos, I'm going to be walking you guys through all of your music in Ships of Ireland today. Um, this is a piece that is going to be in 6/8 times, so if you haven't already, I made a video just reviewing how 6/8 time works. If you need to hit that for a refresher or you haven't learned about 6/8 time, like whatever the case is, you can check that out um, so you know how to like count and play in 6/8 time, and then you can come back and do this. But for those of you ready to move on, first thing we need to look at whenever we get any new piece of music, of course, is our key signature and time signature we've got here. It's a little faded, but we do have one flat. We have B flat, which means also we have F natural and C natural. So those are the two big notes we need to make sure we're watching out for, making sure we're not playing F sharp and C sharp. And we're playing low first finger on our A string for B flat or second finger on our G string. The other thing, of course, I've already said 6/8 times, so we've got 6 beats in a measure, with the 8th note getting the beat. I'm going to be taking most of this under tempo, because we're still learning notes and rhythms for most of us. So of course we're going to practice a little bit under tempo, just like we always do. So right off the bat, we are pizzicato, and we are playing just dotted quarter notes for the first 11 measures. So if you remember how 6/8 time works, I'm going to get a metronome started. All right, so here's our metronome. Each one of those clicks is going to be like the strong beat of 6/8. That's the 1 and the 4, because each one of these is getting 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So make sure we're plucking on the click. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pluck, pluck, D, A, D, A, D, A, C, G, so on and so forth. So really the first couple measures are pretty simple. I don't think we're going to have too much trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Measure 11. Measure 11. The only thing that's really changing here is we're switching over from playing pizzicato to arco. It's basically the exact same thing we just played, but now we're just doing it with our bows. So we're just doing down, up, down, up, down, up. Right, just making sure. I would definitely practice with a metronome. Always should practice with a metronome. And this part won't give you any trouble as long as you're making sure you're keeping a steady beat. 19, we're back to pizzicato again, and that's really just more of the same of what we've been doing. Watch out, we do have B flat here, so make sure we're playing second finger on our G string and not third finger, because that's going to be B natural, and that is not what our key signature says to do. So make sure we're still following the rules of the keys. You got a B flat here, you got a B flat here, and that really gets you through the whole opening section. You've got it pretty nice and easy for the first 22 measures. Just make sure you follow the key signature and make sure. Okay, we're actually going to pick back up here at measure 23. We've really just got like 4 kind of measures that are a little new and might trip us up here a little bit, just because we're in 6/8 time and we're not used to seeing measures that look like this. And this rhythmic figure here, where it's quarter, eighth, is actually a very, very common and popular rhythmic pattern that we see in 6/8 time, especially in like Irish music. Cough, cough. And the way we count this, so we remember the eighth notes are getting the beats. 2 eighth notes equals 1 quarter note. So this is 1, 2. This beat happens on 3. This is 4, 5, and this is 6. So we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a couple things to be careful of and make sure we're doing. Since our down bows, all of our down bows are on the quarter notes, and all of our 8 bows are the eighth notes, we need to make sure we're taking in enough bow on all of these eighth notes and moving our bow a little bit faster, so we're not going to be stuck out at the tip of our bow and run out of bow. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here at 25, we have some eighth notes where the first 2 are slurred. 1, 2. Change our bow on 3, 4, 5, 6. So rhythmically and with the way our articulation is kind of messing with us here, Since these two eighth notes right here are combined under our slur, it's really like we're still bowing that same pattern. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, slur, up, down, up. And then we just have two more dotted quarter notes, down, up. And that will go like this. Okay, now measure 35 is kind of where we get our first taste of the melody for this piece. And again, it's going to be using a lot of that rhythm pattern we discussed back at 23, where it's quarter, eighth. We have that here at 35 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here. If we can get that rhythm down, these first couple measures really aren't too bad. The only part that might give us a little bit of trouble is going from this F natural, having to cross strings really quickly to grab C, and then immediately jumping back to D. So definitely work on like this measure to the downbeat of 37 if we're having trouble, because it's a lot of string crossings that happen very quickly. That takes a little bit of speed and accuracy to get that right. 38, beat 4. Remember, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have an eighth rest. So that happens like right on that click. 1, 2, 3, 4. We come back in on 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, rest. 5, 6, 1. So really these notes, two notes here, are more like pickup notes to get into 39. So make sure we're counting carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Back in at 39. 39 all the way up through 41 is still, again, the quarter, eighth quarter, eighth quarter, eighth quarter rhythm that we've had so far. And that will get us to the next section, and it should sound like this. Okay, 43. We've got some new kind of crazy looking stuff that's happening here. So first off, let's look at the things we do know. So we are playing this quarter note, or dotted half note, is going to be our first finger A in both measures 43 and 44. And it's wanting us to accent it, down bow, up bow. Now let's talk about this little guy here that is new for, I think, most of us. So this is what we call a grace note. And now a grace note is a note that kind of happens before or in between beats. Not like an eighth note or a 16th note where we count it like 1 and 2 and, or 1E and a 2E and a. This is a note that's more... It's a note that you're slipping in. You don't actually really count it. And what's going to happen is, before you get to the downbeat of 43, you're going to start on this G sharp here, and we're going to kind of quickly slide up to the A. I'm going to grab my cello real quick. Put my headphones back on. And now the way this is going to work is, you can see here, I've got my first finger here on the G sharp, and we're going to take our first finger as we're playing it, and we're going to slide up, just like that. And as quickly as that, the grace note's over. And that is how grace notes work. Everything else in this is just like a half note or quarter notes, so that's really the only thing that you got to worry about. They were nice and gave you courtesy accidentals here on these couple of notes. That's just reminding you that it's G natural normally, and it's just only play that G sharp for the grace notes. And that's really all you've got to worry about through 43. Just make sure you've got a strong accent, and that grace note happens right before the beat. Bum, bum. And you should get a little bit of a slidey sound in there. It's kind of supposed to mimic it's like the Irish bagpipe sounding kind of drone. So that's what it's going for there. And this was what it's going to sound like all put together. Okay, once we've gotten that and we've hit measure 53, really the only thing that's going to be happening here, we can see in big bold letters, slightly slower. This really only matters when you're putting the whole piece together up to tempo, and where everything's slow right now. We're learning the music. It's fine learning notes and rhythms. You put that together later. Just make sure we're careful counting 53 through 60, because we do have dotted quarter rests, which, don't forget. I mean, we haven't really seen those before, but if we think about, how long is a dotted quarter note? It's 3 counts. So a dotted quarter rest must be the exact same thing. So we're just thinking 1, 2, 3, rest 5, 6. Then we have a whole measure of rest. So rest 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play 2, 3, rest, 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 play, rest. You get it. And then that'll bring us to measure 61. We're pizzicato again. This part's really not too bad, but something I like to do, and I'm going to recommend to you guys, and you'll see me do this whenever I demonstrate it here in a second. I hate hopping pinky back and forth over here, getting like this C to the G. And what you'll actually see me do, just because this is all open, and this will actually be really good for us kind of getting used to like a fourth position stuff a little bit. I just bar with my first finger, so it's like open, 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 lay my first finger across, and it's like nice and comfy. Yeah, for those, back to the D and the A, D and the A. And then watch out in measure 67. It tries to trip us up a little bit. It has the D and the A for the first. Well, let me just select it. D and A for the first 3 counts. It goes back to the C and the G, D, A, D, E, and that takes us into measure 69. And this is how that will go. Okay, we're at measure 69 now. We're still pizzicato. If you're rehearsing from here, don't forget, like, it's pizzicato back here. We haven't changed. So really, we'd start with the pickups here: D, E, F, F, and these are all happening on the beats. Here we kind of have to hop back and forth: F, C, F, F, C, F, F, C, C. Yeah. So here's where it tries to trip us up a little bit. Just make sure we're keeping track of like exactly which beat we're on, and to kind of help us, again, that metronome is going to really help us out. If we really focus on trying to land all of these F naturals on beats 1 and 4 and 1 and 4, F, all the way through here, F, C, F, F, C, F, F, C, C, F, C, F, F, C, F, all the way through there. That's going to help us out a lot. And then, make sure we're prepared. Measure 75 kind of throws this pinky C at us. We've been kind of hopping back and forth, like really just relying on our second finger. Just make sure we're ready to go here. 75, C, G, A. And that will go like this. All right, once we've gotten there, we're really in the home stretch here, because once we hit 77, this is like the last new thing we really need to learn, and it's really not too bad because it's real similar to what we just did at 69, but kind of easier, and is with our bow. So F, also make sure we're playing piano. We want to make sure we're practicing with the proper dynamics. So F on the beat. Then we have that same quarter, eighth quarter. They slip in a quick C natural here on beat 3, going back to 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jumping back to the C, G, A. All right, and once we've got that rhythm down, and we can make sure we can snag both of those C naturals on the A string with some good accuracy, you guys will be good to go here. All right, once you've made it that far, measure 85, we go back to our original tempo. That's what tempo 1 means. It means the first tempo we played at, which, while we're learning notes and rhythms, who cares? For now. 85, all the way up to measure 92. You guys have already done this. This was exactly what you played back here at 35, pretty much, with the quarter, eighth quarter, eighth quarter, eighth quarter. Making sure we follow that eighth rest here on beat 4 of 88. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way down to 92, where we end on these last two A's. 93, we have those grace notes, G sharp sliding up to A that we talked about earlier. So you should already know how to do this. This isn't anything new to you anymore once you've gotten this far. 98, retardando. This doesn't really apply to you guys since we're holding a note. Violins and violas, they've got other stuff going on, so they'll be the ones that need to, make sure they're following that. You also do have a fermata here. Make sure the fermata is over the A, not the G sharp. You're still starting on the G sharp, sliding up to the A. Don't sit there on the G sharp or something weird. Otherwise, that's not going to sound good. So we hold the A. Jumping in on tempo means back to the normal tempo. And you're really just finishing up the end of the song. And that's pretty much everything for this. If there's anything you need to ask me a question about, remember I do have my office hours still every day from 1 to 2. If I need to open it up for another time to discuss something with you, that's fine. I'm pretty much available every weekday, pretty much all day, because we're all stuck at home, so it's fine. Please feel free to interrupt me. Might be the one thing that keeps me sane. All right. Again, hope you guys all stay safe. Hope this was helpful. If you need help, send me an email, whatever. I hope to see you guys again soon. Happy practicing.